Hey, welcome to the Backwoods Gourmet. If you want to learn how to make a beautiful pork standing rib roast like this on your Weber Kettle Grill, then you better stay tuned. So these standing rib roast is basically the center cut pork chops. They're not a cut apart. So if they don't have them at your grocer, just go ahead and ask the butcher, hey, you got any full pork loins with the ribs on them? So you got your St. Louis rib right here, and then you have your pork loin right there. It is one of the best cuts of meat to put on your barbecue. Our pork standing rib roast. It is beautiful. I have come in here and I, just like we do with the ribs, I peeled that membrane off back here. This is where your St. Louis spare ribs or St. Louis ribs come from. So what we're going to do now is going to season it. Here's some of my homemade Backwoods Gourmet seasoning. This is basically salt, pepper, garlic. There's a little ginger and rosemary in there also. So we're going to, this is a big piece of meat, all right? So we're going to go ahead and give it a good seasoning. I don't know how much it's going to get on in that bone side there, but especially on this this fat side here, meat side, whatever you want to call it. And I got this when I asked my butcher for this specially right out of the packs like they get it at the store. I didn't want it trimmed. You know, problem is nowadays is, you know, everybody's so health conscious that they trim these right at the meat packing facility now, and they save all that fat there. It doesn't actually make it to the butcher most of the time. We're going to roll it around real good on that pan. You know, we got a pan here to catch the mess, but also it makes it nice to pick up what you don't get on there. So we're going to have a nice crust seasoning just like that. All right, we got the Weber Kettle Grill getting ready, and next thing we're going to do is sear off that fat right over some good lump charcoal. So, and also we want to start this at room temperature. It's not quite there yet, so we got a few minutes while the grill's getting ready. So I brought over my old Antique Lodge number 10. It's a 12-inch pan. I was going to try to use the 15 on this, but this grill is not big enough for the handle of that 15. So we're going to get that pan just getting hot in there. Grill's coming up to about 300. Let's go ahead and put the lid on it. Let that pan get nice and hot. All right, the grill temperature is reaching about a little over 400. Go ahead and pull that lid off. Skillet's gonna grab a hot pad. We're going to leave this in this skillet the whole time, and the reason we're going to do that is because we want to catch those juices. You hear that sizzle, and that's what we want right now. skillet right to the center of our grill. I'm going to get that lid back on really nice and tight. Then we're going to choke down this fire down here a little bit. I'm going to ease that baby down to about 300. One thing we are going to do before we put her to bed under there, going to go ahead and add a little bit of smoke. I got some whiskey barrel smoked chips there. I'll put a few of those in. Feel free to use some regular logs if you got them. It's been raining all morning, so all of ours are stored outside, so they're pretty wet. I really like the flavor that comes from these whiskey barrel chips. That's going to give us a good smoke there just for about 30 minutes before those burn out. It's been about an hour, maybe a little less. We're going to go ahead now and check that internal temperature. Definitely do not want to overcook this. That is at 111 degrees. It smells wonderful. And man, those drippings at the bottom. We're going to try to get a few of those up and either make a sauce or do a little baste. I really hate to mess with this nice seary crunch on the outside. It's been about an hour and a half. I'm going to go in and take that internal. That's at 146. That's done. Okay. We're going to just go ahead and take it off. Let it sit to the side and rest. So all we did here was take our coals from the outside of the Weber, put them in the middle. We drained off most of the juices. Left a little in there, and the beautiful bits from that roast. Now we're going to make our side to go with it. The first thing we're going in with, there's some diced apples. This pork dish. Pan's really nice and hot. Kind of what I'm looking for. I want the apples kind of pick up a lot of that flavor out of the bottom and caramelize a little bit. There's a little bit of garlic. Getting a little hot. So let's move it off the side a little. So now we're coming in with some fresh gnocchi. Buy this in your fresh pasta aisle. This is imported from Italy. Kind of need a little on that. Want to pick up some of that brownness from the bottom of the pan. You got to pre-boil that, by the way. And then here's some seasoning, special seasoning for this. This came from Germany. It's Italian seasoning with red chili flake in it. A little good sprinkle of that. A quick stir. Just look for some color on that gnocchi. Ooh, that fire is hot. Man, does that look good? I wish you guys could smell that. Almost ready. A little caramelization on that garlic and those apples, and that's about done for me. Get a hotbed. This bad boy off that fire. So, alright guys, let's go ahead and serve this up Backwoods Gourmet style. Man, what a pretty roast that is. I'm going to go ahead and take this end piece off, hopefully. If I can, well, we got to find a bone here. Okay. Alright. And that first piece there, that's the chef's choice. That's got the beautiful smokiness. There comes our first chop right there. Oh my God, look at the juices running out of that. Really? All right, let's go ahead and plate this up. All right, let's bring over one of our beautiful pieces of that roasted pork loin right on the plate there. Today, to go with that, have that set of gnocchi with apples and garlic right there. Just picked this out of the garden and we gave it a little steam right over on the grill there. Wow, that's fresh. That doesn't even know it's dead yet. All right, so just to polish that all off, here's the au jus from the bottom of that cast iron skillet, and I've taken most of the oil off the top. I give that a little drizzle. The plate, and for our final touch, you know, this is American dish, but with a little Italian influence, right on top of the gnocchi and on that fresh broccoli. That's some 20-month-old Parmigiano Reggiano imported from Italy. You can't get no better than that. There you go. That's a standing rib roast on the Weber Kettle Grill by the Backwoods Gourmet. So let's go in and give that pork roast a try. I'll tell you what, it's got a beautiful little smoke ring in the chef's choice part. Let's try it out. If you know anything about this particular cut of meat, you know it's easy to dry it out. You watch that temperature. We only took this about 145, 150 at the most. Same as I do my chicken breast. And if you're not aware of the fact, even the FDA has loosened the restrictions on the minimum cooking temperature for pork now. It's 145 for restaurants. Of course, you know, if you're not a restaurant, cook it to where you want. But there hasn't been any issues with pork in a long time. Let's try some of that gnocchi. I was just introduced to this. That's with some apples and a little bit of garlic. Wow. So I tell you what, here's some broccoli right out of the garden. I got to have some of that. I might just eat this whole plate right here in front of you. If you like to watch more outdoor cooking videos just like this, hit that subscribe button right there. We have over 270 on our channel right now. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up button. Hey, and don't forget to leave us a comment below. Hey, and here's a few other videos you might be interested in. We'll see you next time.